Hello, Goddess, and welcome to a new week. A new week after the crazy, wild 11/11 portal. And I know for me, definitely shifted into a timeline that I really did not want to be in. That is with absolute certainty. My divine masculine, he went ahead and succumbed to the pressures of his parents and his arranged marriage that has been impending for all these years. He didn't know the person. He doesn't know the person. But yeah, so that's where we are. And I've been processing through that, and I have to say that this morning I wasn't sure if I was going to be recording this video. You can well imagine it has been utterly excruciating, like one of the absolute most excruciating times during this twin flame journey. And I'm being tested. Of course, people, only one individual, I should say, saying anything about him not being, well, maybe he's not your twin flame, I'm so grateful that I have studied and learned what I have learned and observed what I observed all this time since learning about it, because I didn't even believe in twin flames when he and I first met. It is not like, for me, I heard of the concept and so I was looking for him. No, quite the contrary. I had a vision that was just me and, honestly, a house full of cats, yes indeed, out in a country house near Cottonwood, Arizona, Sedona, Arizona, out up in that area. And just peace. After the crazy that has been my life, I was so ready just for some peace. But I was following my intuition. I was on an adventure. Empowerment experiences came to be just from meditating all the time. And, well, not all the time, obviously I had to do some things, but I meditated so much before empowerment experiences came to be. And then I continued meditation. I would meditate on average 1 to 2 hours a day just because I loved it so much. And then as we moved along and I got back from Goa, and we're still so connected and baffled by the connection, but at the same time embracing the connection, not understanding it really. Because remember, I didn't know. I'd called him my soulmate life partner. That's what I called him, because I didn't believe really in twin flames. Well, when I had stepped into my power in a space of saying, we're going to do this and you're going to rise to the occasion, that's when all of a sudden this email came. And it was one of those things where I blocked him for the first time. It was a couple weeks later when we were, communicating again. So we had that first sort of separation moment. And this random email from someone who teaches manifestation, I had never heard her talk about twin flames. And she was actually sharing an older article of hers, a blog that she had written, and it was about the twin flame signs that she had known because of her twin flame journey. And I read through that and I about fell out of the chair. I said, oh my. All the synchronicities, all the intensity, all of it. And I said, oh, that explains it. That explains it all. And I'm able to see that I've had so many karmics in my life. I mean, I am a former pimped out, drug addicted prostitute. Hello. And before that, yeah, plenty of boyfriends, because I was looking for love outside of me and I had to learn that it was inside me. But that was the thing, that only my twin flame would have the key. Oh. Ooh. Oh, look at that confirmation right there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Confirmation right there. Only my twin flame would have the key to unlock the sort of walls that I had around me in terms of when it came to men, to get me to fly around the world for him. I mean, he didn't have to convince me. I was eager to go. It was calling me. So that's what this journey is about. It's up to us. It's up to us to acknowledge that, okay, he has some learning. I have obviously some learning. We both have some growth to experience from this. And this isn't the end of the world. This is a temporary life experience that we're living here. And I know that he and I are eternally connected. It's my ego. I'm experiencing definitely some major ego death experience here in terms of having to see that, oh my God, we are actually on this timeline. Are you kidding me right now? No fucking way. But at the same time, as a self-love empowerment coach, I'm not surprised. When I'm in this space, when I'm able to actually look at it, I am so not surprised that my divine masculine ended up choosing to succumb to the pressures of his 3D realm of experience and shrink himself, dim his light. And he has gotten so dim over these past couple years. The more and more this became an inevitability. And especially with what has happened in the world, where humanity is being held hostage currently, still, because had I been able to get to India, I know he would have been strong enough to escape, so to speak, just as I had when I left Kansas. If you don't know someone who is there to kind of have your back, it can feel so overwhelming, especially if you feel like you don't have the money, you don't have the resources. I know what that's like. Well, I wasn't able to get there. Wow. Holy moly. We just had this entire stack here. So let's just, let's just see where we are, because quite honestly, Goddess, that's why I said I wasn't sure. That's what I was saying in the beginning. I wasn't sure I was going to record one of these. However, with where I am feeling so discombobulated, I'm definitely open to hear what there is to hear right now. Oh, yes, that was a moment, Goddess. Discernment, the card itself reads, all is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. So moving forward, it is to get clear on exactly what your vision is. It does not matter what the 3D looks like, Goddess. That is exactly what this card is saying to us right now. Because right now, I am definitely owning that this reading, this empowerment message is, oh, you better believe, coming for me too. And I do say that as often as I am called to, that the things that come through my mouth, come from my mouth, come through me, they're for my ears to hear too. Okay? Stay true to your knowing. I literally was just telling someone that the one person who was questioning that maybe he's not your twin flame, yet my OG soul sister, who's known me forever, like 20 years, okay, she actually had a front row seat to this experience. She was with me in India. She was the one that as all of a sudden things were getting activated in us, you know, having to have a real experience in both of us kind of in an unfamiliar place, because he's not from Goa. So it really put us both so far out of our comfort zone that we had all of our shit popping off at the same time, having the intensity of the connection between us going on. It was insanity. It really was insanity. So I'm right now in this space of going, wow, it does not matter what the 3D looks like, but here's the thing, is create your vision, but don't tell anybody, because here's why. This is something that I have found in telling my soul family, is that, yeah, they may be my soul family. However, they do not all have the same perspective. And some of the things that I've heard, you want to talk about not wanting to hear that. And my favorite one is the one who she says to me, I know that nothing I say is going to probably make it better. In fact, it might even make it worse. So I'm not even going to give you my thoughts on this right now. I just want you to know that I'm here for you. That was my favorite, by far my favorite. But this is where we are, is it's not what it seems. We all agreed based on where I was led to, because I was definitely led to this place to discover that he was going through with this weekend so quickly. From what I understood, he still had at least 6 months. That it wasn't going to happen for, again, that there was, yeah. But that would explain why he all of a sudden got so distant. But the photos that I was led to yesterday from the ceremony, he's definitely defeated, definitely in defeat, and he's doing his best to ride this ride. I can see it in the ones that I was led to today. I'm like, oh my goodness. But here, clearly, as I saw this, spread your wings, right now, this is happening for our expansion, for greater understanding, for greater learning. That is exactly why this is going on. When I am in my more expanded self space, my higher self space, I can so clearly see that he and I agreed to this. This is part of the journey. He needs this karmic. He needs, just like a couple of my team, my soul tribe, my soul family has said, he needs to hit his rock bottom space. He hasn't yet, with feeling absolutely powerless in this circumstance. Okay, and that's where it is. So we are going through this because it's for our expansion, because we have things to learn, we have things to heal, and we have things to explore. Even my mind is saying, personally, Goddess, that I don't want anything. I don't want to have any dreams. I don't want any of this. Right now I am healing very, very deep God wounds from my religious upbringing, being vengeful and wrathful, and really doesn't want to see me happy, is actually just a punisher. I am really having to work on that. Okay, what am I saying? Growth. I'm just in my zone here again. It's been so wild. I have been doing my best to stay as disconnected as possible. However, as I said, I was definitely called for this. But this is, like I said, this is exactly what's happening, Goddess. When we are going through this, and I know there was a goddess in the goddess tribe, off the top of my mind, I believe she asked it yesterday. It was asking, well, so what does happen when our divine masculines choose to go forward with the karmic path that they're on, rather than breaking free of the limiting beliefs and the perceptions of who they're supposed to be based on what environment they're in or that they were raised in? That's especially the case with my divine masculine. His soul has yearned to be free, yet here he is, walking into an even smaller prison in the sense of really tying himself to the vision of his parents, not to the vision that's calling his soul, right? So, and that, a lot of the growth for me in this is being able to look at how my sabotages, my own beliefs, my own shadows had been pushing him away as well, right? Because of this fear. And I see that now. So much more clearly, because he's done it from the beginning. He would come in and he'd be vulnerable and he'd be genuine. I could feel it. I mean, I wouldn't have flown around the world so yeah. All of it is for our growth and expansion, Goddess. For all of us. Because even though you hear me talk about healthy selfish, it's recognizing unhealthy selfish. Yes, this journey is about you, but it's not all about you. Right? It's about your mission too. And believe me, my poor ego, oh God, I have moments where I've hit my knees asking the universe, why did you do this to me? Why did I ever even have to have the last 3 years with him? Why? And I'm still working on that. I know there's more to it. That's why I'm still working on that one. Or growth. Right now, in fact, right before I laid that card down, I was seeing my little stuffed animals, my little Simba and my Popples. And here comes a train, just so you know. And I've mentioned them before. I had gotten them out when I was doing some some of my first inner child healing. And I mean, truly, holding that space for myself to release things that, oh man, the things that Simba and Popples heard, I'm telling you. But that's it, in fact, just as I said, as I moved this card, right before I did that, I had caught them in my mind. And right now, this is, of course, that inner child wounding of abandonment. It's huge. Like right now, I feel like there has been a part of me ripped out from such a deep place inside of me that I didn't even know. I'm stuttering. I don't stutter unless I was talking about this with my OG soul sister again, who's known me for 20 years, knows how I am, and for me to stutter is one thing. Definitely, I love to express myself and use words. Yes, indeed. However, to be rendered speechless is something's really not good. But right now, yeah, I'm doing a little bit of stuttering because of what's been going on. Yeah. And perhaps, again, that's that inner child afraid to really speak her voice, especially when, again, at this point, it feels like everything has been taken away. Because dear sweet Goddess, that is exactly how I feel. And I share that with you because I want you to know that it is okay to feel how you feel. It's important to feel how you feel. I mean, that is describing how I'm feeling in reaction to what is unfolding. Because it seems each day they're doing a different ceremony, and I guess today's the big day or tomorrow's the big day, I don't know. But by the end of the weekend, my divine masculine will be married to, in his karmic marriage, because it's an arranged marriage. It's a forced marriage. It's not one that he said, ooh, I've been dating her, I'm in love with her, I want to marry her. No. It is the one that has been looming over him his entire life. I couldn't imagine. He once even said to me, and this has been triggered in my experience, he once said to me, not all of us are born under a lucky star. He actually said that. He thought I was. And he wasn't. So right now, as the pain, when you go through these moments, when the pain is so intense, you've got to get back to the very, very basics. Let me tell you, having a little stuffed plushie, I'm telling you, that just speaks to your inner child, that she can just hold on to and cry into. Way better than just a pillow, I'm telling you, sister. I'm telling you. Because it's about being gentle with yourself. That's what you need when you are hurting this much. It's okay to clear your calendar and just let it process on its own. That's what I've been doing. This is normally I recommend when it's just something maybe they've said, go, pick yourself up. However, this is a time when it's something so life-changing. This isn't just something that my divine masculine has said. This is something that he's doing that greatly alters the dynamic of our connection. And clearly puts us on this timeline of where we are. And it's exhausting to process through it. It's excruciating to process through it. And I personally know myself that I'm very prone to an emotional meltdown, to start just sobbing out in public, crying out. I've been known to do that. So therefore, I know with where I am that I need to be home. So I'm sharing all of this because right now, this is exactly the process. So save this video, goddess. This is exactly the process when something in your twin flame connection is happening that just has you so mind blown that you feel like you've literally been sucker punched into 20 dimensions over. Like you just, and it shatters you so much. It disorients you so much that what do you do? What do you do? Where's your power in that? To baby yourself. I kid you not, goddess, baby yourself. Look at this. We got the baby, gentleness. Look at this, the baby. Okay? Baby yourself. Extra TLC. Be very selective about who you speak with. I have to tell you that I have to confess. I mean, we do this, right? We push away, especially when we've had abandonment wounds, right? Is that what I have been in my deepest painful spaces is I feel one of my greatest angers and my greatest wounds is the God wound. And I've been telling my ancestors, my guides, angels, everybody to just leave me alone. To just leave me alone, because you are no help at this point. None. There's nothing you can do. And that's right. That's in my victim. That's in my wound. That's in my shadow space. And that's what I'm saying. You know, but yes, of course, I'm not alone. And here's what's I have to share. There is I had put it in my story, so now that I'm mentioning it, I'm going to post it with the Instagram post on receiving divine signs for Super Sign Sunday this week, where I had something, there was a quote on something that came up, and then beneath that though was angel number 444, which is you are not alone. Yet the top one, it was talking about learning to be alone. But then 444 is saying, but you are not alone. So it's very interesting. So you'll have to be sure to check that out, receiving divine signs, because you are not alone. The ego is the aspect of ourselves that likes to separate us, tell us that we are alone. It's the very thing that is working so hard to keep twin flames out of union with each other. We are in the most challenging times of humanity ever, where it's the battle between the old and the new. The battle being that the old is fighting to hold on, and the new is rising regardless. It doesn't matter how much the 3D old earth fights to cling. But it's definitely not going down without a fight. And that's exactly what has happened with my divine masculine. And exactly why, because I know it's not exactly the universe that is blocked. Our free travel in this world, it's not that humanity is being held hostage, but rather it's the matrix. The very evil that is working to keep humanity divided, keep it separated. I mean, hello, we can't go and see our loved ones around the world. That would definitely fall in the category of keeping humanity divided, keeping humanity separated. Yeah, it has been challenging. And look, we had another stack flip out. Look, exactly. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. This is exactly what this is about. When something like this happens, Goddess, this is exactly what this is about. And I needed to hear that too. Of course, I needed this card. I mean, that's why I said why I was eager to receive this message this week, because I knew it was going to be exactly what I needed to hear as well. So if you are at this point in your journey where your divine masculine is with someone else, has chosen to marry someone else, has chosen to be with someone else, for whatever reason, especially though if it's karmic, and you can clearly see that, then heal those karmic wounds in you. Because if he's doing it, they're in you too. They're still the roots of them. They're ancestral. I know his definitely is. That's why he's getting married. It's what you do. You have to be married by the time you're 25. You have to pick a wife of your parents' choosing. And you have to do this by the time you're 25, which he's 24 and a half. They didn't even wait for him to be 25. I thought we had time. He thought we had time. You see, I can honestly say right now, this is something that this does to you, is it will throw you off your fucking rocker. knock you on your ass. Feel like it is sucking the life out of you. Feel like you're suffocating. You feel like it's all over and all hope is lost. But this is why grounding yourself is so important. And even I needed to hear this reminder myself. Even I needed to, yes, hear this reminder myself, because it's, when we're in that space, it can be mighty challenging to be actively grounding ourselves, right? It's one thing to simply allow yourself to rest, but to actively ground yourself, such as, I am a doTERRA crazy person. I love especially their cedarwood and their cheer. Even though the cheer is uplifting, it's still a very comforting blend because it is cheer. It naturally allows you to feel better. And with cedarwood, that's my grounding oil. This oil, I have multiples opened at all times. It is the only oil that I do have at least 3 open in strategic places. I might have 2 of 1 or 2 other ones, like in my purse and in the house, but yeah, because it brings you back down, it soothes you, it calms you, it gets you out of your head. Because remember, all is not as it seems. So right now, your mind is running on overdrive, and it's going to drag you down into this abyss. It's going to beat the shit out of you if you let it, or if you say, wait a minute, I am a soul being having a temporary human experience. We agreed to this. Just because it looks like this in the physical doesn't mean jack. Doesn't mean anything. All it means is that this was already agreed upon, this is already written, and it's just playing out. His greatest fear was this very thing. This was his biggest fear, was having to go through with this. When he had other plans for himself in his life, he did not want this. Because he and I, we were going to be traveling around. We talked about marriage, but we just wanted to be free. We just wanted to travel and build a YouTube blog and businesses together and just be successful together. That was our vision. And even coach, do my empowerment experiences, and he would do the men's side of things. So you see, what I know where I could have improved, for sure, where I have improvement, is to not water the weeds about my connection, because the same fear, my fears came true too. This weekend, both mine and my divine counterparts' greatest fears came true. And that is something, again, my OG soul sister, having known me for 20 years, and like I said, was on the front row the entire time of this. She's the one, and she was like that laugh of the whole, oh my God, I can't believe you're even doubting. She's like, how many times have I had to point out for you that, you listen to you. You're feeling the exact same way he is. And the mirror. It's always mighty helpful when you have someone that actually sees it, and she has seen it. So I'm so blessed that I have someone to actually validate my twin flame connection, having witnessed it firsthand. So see, part of the grounding is to dance, right? And I have been just kind of laying there, honestly. And there's 444 on here. We definitely, 444 is very much very, very, very much part of today's, I mean, you are not alone. And that's, yeah. I'm going to need to listen to that Michael Jackson song. So right now we have a song that is coming through, You Are Not Alone by Michael Jackson. Oh my goodness, I'm hearing it. It's playing in my head. It is playing in my head. Perhaps the dance card got the music going, and that's the first song, because that is a song that I could sing to, even though lately with the allergies are acting up again, and this time it's in my throat. It's just dry. It's so dry. And in fact, oh, there we go. I had to go get some water because just talking about the dryness in my throat really agitated and got the cough going. That said, and that has to do with the throat chakra right there, big time throat chakra, not feeling expressed, not allowing yourself to be expressed. And I know for me, because of what it feels like has been unfolding with my dreams, I feel like I am not allowed to express myself, because the visions that I had, that I want still, of course, they're the ones I want the most. They're the ones that just, oh my gosh. But yet they're the ones that have gone seemingly the farthest away. And I know one reason why is because I want them so much, that it's repellent energy. Wanting is lack. It means I don't have, right? So, but right now, it is so challenging to be doing this very thing, right? To trust your path. This is the most challenging time, right? Is when you are being presented with the appearance, that the perception that all your dreams just crumbled beneath your feet, that here the universe was supporting you, and like crazy wild signs. That's what I was having. If you saw the first video for my journey back to India that I made about a month ago, wild signs that day. Only to now, but just how quickly that I can see that life can change, and it can change in either direction at any time, Goddess. Any direction at any time. We have to be the ones to let go of what it looks like. To recognize, yes, that we're healing right now. That's why, again, for me, as I was saying, with the throat chakra, it's the not feeling as though I'm allowed to be the fullest expression of myself by not being allowed to live the dreams that I desire to express the most, right? And so that would very much be why my cough is bothering me. My twin flame, RV, has had it before. Oh my gosh, he still had the cough when I talked to him last on video chat. He has had a persistent cough since I met him. For 3 years, he's had because he has felt suffocated. He has felt as though he is not allowed to express himself, right? And so I encourage you to perhaps do the same for yourself, because it's definitely been for me, right? And so right now, I know for me that trusting my path, trusting the universe is one of the biggest, most excruciating lessons I'm learning right now, because of the, because of that God history that I have, that, vengeful, wrathful thing. Yeah. That said, I know for me, I am very much eager to hear what the Divine Masculine has to say for himself right now. To all of us divine feminines who are feeling utterly defeated just like they are and wondering why would the divine masculine choose this? What lessons is he needing to learn right now? We want to know what he's needing to learn, because guess what? That's going to help us to really get clear on maybe more of what we're needing to learn as well. All right. So again, remember, you are being supported. You are not alone. I'm just feeling to reiterate on this card. What would you do, Goddess? Would you continue to anchor into your knowing of this twin flame journey? Continue to trust this path? That this is all happening for a reason, but that regardless of what is happening, that twin flame union is already yours. The 3D just has to get caught up to that timeline. But we're taking the scenic route. So, as we were saying, what lessons are the divine masculines needing to be learning right now with these karmic connections that they have, these karmic relationships, these karmic marriages even? We know that a lot of them have karmic family cycles that they need to be healing. That's, again, mine, definitely mine. The karmic cycles of feeling as though you cannot express yourself. Wow. Ooh, I was about ready to say, ooh, passage. And you know, I have to tell you, I actually saw the 40-minute mark on the phone here, my ticker, my timer. So let's actually check out this and see what the guidebook has to tell us, because ooh right, this is what the divine masculine is learning right now. And I know recently in one of the recent readings, I was led to have it be a message from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. However, this time it is very much because we want to know, right, Goddess? Inquiring minds need to know. I know I need to know, because right now, like I said, it's earth-shattering, okay? Just saying. Not that I wasn't aware this was a highly probable timeline. It wasn't only possible, it was highly probable that this was where my divine masculine and I were going to end up, especially as long as, again, humanity is being held hostage. All right, so let's see what the book says. So 40, and then we're going to look up angel number 40. As you walk, you come across large vertical stones standing in a circle in the center of the sacred forest. You know that to step inside this sacred ring is not to be undertaken lightly. It is an act of power. With solemn grace you enter. Immediately you feel a shift occur within you. It's as if the floodgates of your soul have opened and there is a download of cosmic information occurring within you. Wow. So even just from that right there, Goddess, what I am so totally getting from this is, again, this is him in a way finding his power. He has to go this way. That's what karmic lessons are. It's a way that we have given our power away in our journeys, and so we have to retrieve it. And that means we have to enter into this. We have to go through this experience in order to take it back, in order to even begin to see that we've given it. And so I know for my divine masculine, and I feel for those divine masculines who are in this same situation, where they're with a karmic, in a karmic marriage, a karmic connection of some kind, and not with you, divine feminine, is because they are looking for and finding their power in this connection. They have to have it before they can return to you. And with the download of cosmic information occurring within you, this is the very passage that he needs to go through in order to be feeling more of you, to begin to see the contrast of what he doesn't want. But it builds up. It's going to take a moment, and that's okay, because it's all and always divine timing. Time is nothing but an illusion created by the ego anyway. This is why we end up having such excruciating, painful experiences, is because we have an attachment to a time frame. We have an attachment to how it looks in that regard, how long it's going to take, when's it going to happen. Let me tell you, I've definitely had my shit put in check. Wow. Continuing. Many believe that standing stones are a place that allows one to embark on spiritual journeys from one realm to another. They can also mark the transition from one stage of life to another. Remember that although life changes, you are eternal. Celebrate all the transitions in life and you'll experience profound harmony. And I just caught, as I was reading that paragraph, that this is page 114, which 114 is the date that I manifested being in India. So how intriguing that we're talking about the illusion of time, yet here we are on page 114, which January 14th, 2019 is the very date, Arizona time, that I manifested. I mean, I was intentionally manifesting being there, and I did. I stepped foot in India on January 14th, 2019, Arizona time. So I know the power that we possess when the portals are all open, and clearly the portals are not open right now. There is so much changing and rearranging. In fact, oh my, we're going to look at 114. However, let's continue the book. A voyage of the heart and soul is ahead. This journey may be spiritual or physical in nature. In either case, it is a kind of sacred pilgrimage. Have courage. A great ship can stay safe in the harbor, but that is not what great ships are made for. Be willing to unfurl your sails and set forth to the open seas. The seas might be rough and the wind is strong, but you are safe and protected. The circle of stones takes you exactly where you need to go. A sacred journey is ahead. Deeper meaning is waiting to be discovered. You are safe. That is so very much the divine masculine energy. Right now, I am, oh, what did I say about me stuttering? Oh, you know, it has struck a chord with me. You know, it has definitely resonated with me in a big way. If I'm stuttering, or like I've said, if I lose my if I lose my words. All right, so 114, and I'll have to look up number 40. I don't have a square made for that one. So live life on the wild side, be bold, dream big dreams, growth and oh my goodness, growth and expansion. Holy moly. Happiness and joy, which is something that we must cultivate within ourselves. Right now, that is, oh my goodness, like I said, my victim is just, she is on the floor in pieces. Her world is over. She's never gonna see him again. They're never gonna be together. I mean, holy moly, the drama. And remember, I'm talking about myself that's in that victim space, right? I can see it, but it's all part of the learning journey. It's all part of this growth and expansion journey that is teaching both counterparts, all individuals, all soul beings, how to learn to take responsibility for themselves and recognize that that is where our power is within us. that we and only we can create and cultivate that happiness and that joy within ourselves. And I admit, I have been processing through so much anger. Again, I've mentioned this. You have to check out my Instagram feed. Live your amazing life. Positive affirmations. Even I admit, I've slacked on my affirmations, right? So right now I can very clearly tell there is a lot of underlying guilt and regret within me because I didn't do as much as I could have done. I wasn't embodying in the way that I needed to be doing, right? So I take responsibility for this, just as I'm recognizing for him, he's giving away his power. He's feeling that he doesn't have a choice. He has to do what he's been told he has to do, that he doesn't have a choice. And so we think we're making the best choice, but we're not actually making the best choice for our souls. And with the choices that are the karmic choices, they definitely tend to snuff out our lights. They shrink our worlds rather than expand them. And that is why another thing about my divine masculine is, oh my goodness, you want to talk about expanding my world? I didn't even own a passport before him. I didn't even have plans of obtaining one before him. But right now, again, with discernment being so necessary with what is unfolding, it's so important to focus on positive thoughts, beliefs, actions, and affirmations in order to be living a positive life through this passage, right? This is for both the divine masculine and divine feminine. We both are in this space of learning to look for the good in spite of how perceivably bad it may be, it may seem, right? This discernment that it's not as bad as it looks. It's not as bad as it looks. And it's not as bad as it feels. Even more so, it is not as bad as it feels. And it's not going to feel this bad forever. I needed to hear that. I definitely, and there are those who have been saying it to me. However, right, when we are in that excruciatingly painful space, we don't want to hear it, right? We don't want to hear the things that may bring us up, right? It says, so angel, and we've had angel number 444 as well. So we've had 3 angel numbers today. 40 is suggesting to you that you have blessings of the guardian angels, which 444 is the archangel's number. You are safe and sound. Again, telling you all of these things, telling us that we're safe, that everything is going to be okay. That is what is implied when we are being told you are safe. Whenever you get any of these messages, then I just got 5444 on my, as I was looking back around, because I'm animated, of course. But 444, and I lost that, where that was being animated, caught that, 444, angel numbers. Oh, safe, yes, being safe. The spirit world, your guides and everybody else, they're telling you that it's okay. Right? So whenever you hear you are safe, change that. If you don't quite resonate with you are safe, if you don't feel safe, change it to it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. It's okay. I'm okay. It's okay. I'm okay. It's okay. I'm okay. I mean, play with it. Do that. Start to, and before you know it, you're not so down in that pit, in that abyss. Okay? Rest assured that you have the unqualified support of the guardians, and ensure that you will experience only magnificent things. Journeying through this passage, in spite of how excruciating it may feel, union is going to feel so astronomically, profoundly incredible that we don't want to be carrying any of this karmic shit with us into it. And if this means that we have to, both counterparts, especially this divine masculine who's the one, right? Divine feminines, he is the one that's been, choosing these karmic relationships, running away from the intensity of the relationship with you, of the connection that he has with you. That has so very much been my divine masculine, right? Finding something that they can handle. And this was the thing. He could handle doing what he was told. He could handle squeezing himself into this box. But he made sure that I knew that I was baby, and nobody puts baby in a corner. Nobody puts baby in a box. So while he's choosing to fit himself, to conform to someone else's vision, I'm definitely realizing that I'm made to be free, and I've chosen to be free. It's challenging because a lot of that freedom being taught right now is freedom from attachment to how I perceive things need to be, right? And that's what we do. Number 40 is also a positive sign that you are on the right track. By him choosing this karmic relationship, this karmic marriage, he is on the right path. Because number 40 is definitely, right, on this card, yeah. Everything you are doing right now is exactly what you need to do, and you shouldn't change a thing. Wow. Wow. So that is, and oh yes, let's shall we see what 444 was on here. Again, you are not alone. Archangels are around you. Clear the blocks and take inspired action for your vision. So again, remember, you are now to just keep your dreams a secret. Keep your dreams a secret. And clearly for me, that is what undoubtedly is a big message for me, is I was ready to share my journey of getting there, but perhaps I'm only to backtrack sharing my journey of how I got there, right? Once I get there, then say, oh, this is how I got here, right? And perhaps that's where I am in this journey. Perhaps that's where you are, right? To again, not disclose your sacred wants and desires to any potential energies that could sabotage it, because this definitely, yeah, putting it out there just seemed to bring the whole, oh, never mind, we're not going to lift the suspension on the visas, right? Planning to go to, it just feels like that, right? I put all of this out there, going to Bangkok, I'm going to Bangkok, and it didn't happen, right? Instead, we got all locked down, right? So, it is realizing though, that the only time you really ever give up is when one of you is literally physically no longer here. I mean, you can choose to give up. You can choose. You always have free will choice, just as he is taking his free will choice to take this passage of learning that he needs to take. And I am, obviously, I have agreed to this energetically on the soul level, because I do have things I need to build. I do have things that I need to heal and prepare for in order to step into the vision that he and I have. I know that he's going through the motions in this. I know that marriage in that respect, especially when it's a forced marriage, it's the system as it is, by way of forcing people, and the disillusionment we have of love is the very thing that undermines that which is a marriage. That's what I'm saying. is that the concept of love has been so corrupted, in the sense of, I'm your parents, I'm your mom and dad, and you have to pick one of these 3 girls to marry because I said so, and you have to do it by the time you're 25, and it's because I love you. Because I want to make sure you're accepted in our society, kind of nonsense. Yeah, that's not love. That's not love. And those are the very templates that twin flames are here to rewrite. And I have seen all of these all along. It's just the closer this dark storm got to us, the more darkened it became, and the less visible that awareness was for me to really be able to see that this is very much all happening for us. Right? And you better believe shifting into and experiencing different dimensions, holy freaking goddess. We are sure shit. I know I am in my journey, shifting into and experiencing different dimensions. That is that 444, right? And then look, you are deeply loved and fully supported. I am feeling, one more, just one more question from the divine masculine, or for the divine masculine, because inquiring minds want to know what my ego mind wants to ask. How long are you going to be? How long is it going to take you, right? Until you come back to me. How long are you going to be until you come back to me? And I've been so poetic lately because of him. It's just, again, he has, okay, so the answer to the question, renewal. Once he has undergone this renewal, that is the purpose of this passage, right? And he acquires his strength that he needs to step out of this trap of his own twin flame trap of being so afraid of what his society would think of him choosing his divine feminine, that he went with what they wanted rather than what he wanted. So this is what this passage is for him to experience so clearly what he does not want. Because we as a species, we don't change until something becomes so absolutely unbearable that the pain of change is less than the pain of staying the same. So this is what this passage is for, because he must undergo an intense renewal, just as you have been, just as even right now I feel myself in the midst of. Because even though I've had moments where I'm like, no, just stay away from me, dude. I can't even deal with you right now. And lo and behold, now I know why I felt that way, because this was the energy. This was what was happening, and he did not have the courage. He didn't have the strength in him to tell me that it was finally going to happen. That he was finally caving to their demands. That he couldn't take it anymore. Dear Goddess, I very much love to know what in this resonated for you, and to please recognize and understand that I know as many of us divine feminines have very, very similar journeys, that so do many of our divine masculines. And so therefore, by my really sharing what is unfolding right now in my journey in terms of what I am learning, that this is the very thing that is unfolding for your divine masculine, that you can take from it the things that I am learning, that you can be allowing yourself the expansion and growth in your perspective of what it is, what the fuck is going on, first of all, but looking for and finding your power in this, even when you feel absolutely and utterly powerless. Because I tell you right now, that is definitely the biggest lesson, that the biggest muscle that is being strengthened right now for me is the feeling of powerlessness, of feeling powerless. Because I am, after all, a self-love empowerment coach. Self-love empowerment is my mission, is my purpose. It is my twin flame mission, especially now really knowing the excruciating pain that other divine feminines know when they discover their divine masculine, only for him to run to a karmic marriage because of several different factors. Even it's because he's not strong enough. That's the short of it, Goddess. He's not strong enough yet. I had one of my soul sisters say to me yesterday when I had just found out, and she said, he's not at the level where you are yet. You've got to give him time. He's got to get there, and he's not there. The passage. This is exactly why, if your divine masculine is in a karmic relationship of any kind, it's a passage to renewal and strength for him. Okay? That said, dear Goddess, thank you so much for coming along with me on this journey, and oh wow, this is definitely a record in terms of doing my readings for the length of this one. And I remind you to go and check out all the angel number details on my Instagram at Healing Twin Flames. Again, it's very challenging processing through what I am, knowing that he's married, yet here I have my coaching business that I was divinely led into this. So it's such a conundrum that I find myself in. However, I know that I am choosing to follow my soul, and at this point, very much again, this passage is through karmic lessons in that regard. And yeah, mine being for me the just quiet with your plans until things really begin to fall into place, because right now there's a lot of things that are not as they seem. Again, Goddess, check out angel numbers 40, 444, and 114 posted on my Instagram at Healing Twin Flames. If you are looking for a one-on-one Find Your Power and Rise session with me, because hello, knowing where I am, how I am definitely processing through this, looking for my power, it's been pretty challenging, but I know it's all happening for a reason, and I'm getting more and more and more clarity as the moments pass by. And it's again putting all of these things into practice that I know are the very tools and techniques that are necessary for really truly rising and thriving on this twin flame journey, this twin flame self-love empowerment journey, actually. That said, dear sweet Goddess, thank you so much for coming along with me on this journey today. Again, I know we took the scenic route, shall we say. I appreciate you for coming along with me. That said, I am here to, of course, remind you that the power, it is in your hands. Remember, it's not as it seems. The power is in your hands. You have the power to create any vision you desire, especially when you're the one who knows that you can. Everybody else is just at the mercy of what's being created. And I know for me, he was never quite ready for intentional manifestation. His power scared him very much, just as mine did in the beginning when we first manifested Goa. Holy moly, that actually scared the bejesus out of me. I'm like, we just did that? No fucking way we just did that. Oh yes, we did that. And I'm telling you, it's going to happen again. Because something is going to happen. Divinely aligned for my divine masculine and I to be together. At some point when the time is right. And that is this journey. Once he finds his strength to rise and thrive for himself. That said, Goddess, remember, you're doing the same. The power is in your hands because the power has always been inside you. Namaste.